For this project, I took a crack at examining different aspects of color in the HoloLens 2 using a 3D projection of HSB color space. HSB stands for hue, saturation, and brightness, and is a three-dimensional way of breaking down color. Saturation and brightness both have a minimum and a maximum, while hue is a looping value. With that in mind, we can assemble these three values into a cylindrical color space, where each unique position is a unique color, and each unique color has a unique position. This allows for an interesting 3D variation on traditional color selection tools. Here is me adjusting the color palette of a spaceship by pinching and dragging different points in color space. But why stop there? If each color is represented as a fixed point in space, then that means the color blends and gradients are effectively lines or curves through space. Notice how different techniques of blending color together chart different paths through color space. I also thought it was interesting to chart the curves of the color as we add or remove red, green, or blue. This results in a neat shifting RGB axis that can show us the relationship spatially between red, green, and blue and hue, saturation, and brightness. Blending between a group of colors results in really nice compound gradients that are pretty fun to play with as well. After working with gradients for a while, I noticed the educational value in visualizing and playing with complicated concepts spatially, and I wanted to see how far I could push this whole color thing. So, I created a system to sample colors from photographs into a point cloud visualization in color space. This actually proved a useful tool that was some spatial amalgamation of two existing tools used to analyze color, a waveform monitor and a vector scope. This visualized the distribution and density of colors in an image, giving insight at a glance. A cool way to make this clearer is to manipulate the image in Photoshop and show how various settings modify, stretch, and scale the color distribution of an image differently. I've always been someone who learns with his hands. That's why I became interested in spatial interface design in the first place. So I had to modify this visualizer to allow for tactile manipulations of an image's color distribution. With this, I could pinch and pull the point cloud to nudge colors in different ways with my hands. This gave me a pretty unprecedented amount of control that I personally have never experienced in all my years of Photoshop. Midtones too dark? Grab them and nudge them up a little bit. Skin tones kinda sickly? Pull them a bit warmer. No selections needed.